Hi, I'm Ashley Goodchild from SoCo Realty, and I'm just really wanting to share with you a bit of a market update, but not just with the traditional figures that you see online with, low vacancy rates, etc. I want to share with you exactly what is happening in our office. So we manage over 1,000 properties all over Perth, as far down as Mandurah and as far north as Alkimos. What we are seeing is that it's very hit and miss with the rental market. We have got some properties that are getting huge inquiries, and then we're getting other properties that are not. Is there any consistency with it? Not really, but what we have seen this week is that the highest inquiries in home opens that we've had have been for the smaller villas in the South Perth area close to the city, and we found that in the recent couple of months that all the little units, 1 bedroom, 2 bedrooms, plus the villas have had a huge amount of inquiries. So those owners are getting a very good rental yield at the moment. We also had a property in the north in Kingsley, which is sort of a good standard suburb where it's probably about 15 minutes from the city, 15, 20 minutes from the city. And that property also had a really great size home open. Where we're seeing the least inquiries in properties are currently in Rockingham. So we've got a few available for rent down there, and we are finding that the affordability has really become capped recently, with tenants just not being able to afford those high rents anymore. So the sweet spot with rental properties in that location is really that low 500s, mid 500 mark. And that's where we are seeing sort of the better responses. The minute we get over 600 per week, it's just pushing it. In the past, we did see that the rents in those areas in Rockingham area was going up. People had no choice, so what happened was they had to pay it, but that high rent was not ever going to be sustainable for them. So now there's been a bit of a correction. We are finding that tenants are moving out. In fact, September was our busiest month for vacates that we've had in a long time. And it just goes to show you that, people are moving out. They're looking for cheaper properties. They're moving in with family. And that living crisis is definitely getting to a peak for them. Things for an investor to keep an eye out for is as we approach Christmas, this is where we find that a lot of rent arrears can happen in properties. Tenants that have stretched themselves with the rent are going to find Christmas time is just going to throw them over the edge, and they can get themselves into a bit of a negative cycle and behavioural pattern as well. So if you have a tenant where they haven't been consistent with rent and they've been a little bit up and down, just be mindful that with Christmas coming up, it would... what do I want to say? Keep an eye on it, maybe see whether they can pay a little bit extra so that they're not at risk of falling behind. I'm not sure. It's just something really interesting to be mindful of. And as a landlord, at the end of the day, the other thing just to be mindful of is at that time, it could also mean inconsistent payments to you, which can also affect your mortgage. So they're just like little heads up from experience, what I've seen, and I think you should always have in the back of your mind as well. So overall, I'm seeing investor activity reduce with clients that are based over east buying over here. I feel like they are exhausted, feeling like they're not winning the battle, and they've really pulled back from buying in Perth. The people that are buying in Perth, and there's still quite a few, they are constantly calling me to check on the price that they're offering, because they're feeling like they don't want to offer too much because it has come backwards, but they're just finding themselves feeling a little bit more vulnerable than previous years as well. So investor activity is still there, but it's definitely pulled back a lot. So that is a bit of a market update. You are welcome to contact me at any time if you just want to have a general chit chat about what is happening in other certain specific areas as well. But overall, Perth is great. Perth has great options and a great future ahead in the market.